Okay, we're going to try to read a story. He had a good nap, but it's been a rough day again with his little Tommy. So we're going to try. Actually, how is Mommy going to do this? This is a good question. We are going to read stories from the Bible, Joseph's Coat of Many Colors. It is from H.E.B. Okay. Jacob had 12 sons, and he loved them all. He loved Reuben the eldest, he loved Benjamin the baby, and he loved the one in between, and he loved each one in between. But Jacob had a favorite, and that was Joseph. It's not good if you have multiple children to pick a favorite. But you're our only baby, so you are our favorite. And you will always be our favorite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a new striped coat. The coat had red stripes, green stripes, purple stripes too, and purple stripes too. It had stripes like a rainbow in every shade and hue. The other brothers felt jealous. We do all the work and he gets all the presents, they complained. It didn't help matters when Joseph told them about his dream. I dreamed your bundles of wheat bowed down to mine, he said, and the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed to me too. What a big head you have, cried Benjamin. What a show-off, grumbled the others. You and your dream, said Reuben. Don't think we are going to bow down to you, little brother. But Joseph couldn't help wondering if God was trying to tell him something important in his dreams. He still shouldn't have been bragging like that. You shouldn't cause controversy like that with your siblings. Even though that's kind of hard sometimes. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to find his brothers who were looking after goats in the field far away. So Joseph set off to look for them. The brothers spotted Joseph's rainbow coat a long way off. Look, they cried, here comes Joseph, and they stripped his coat. Let's give him what he really deserves. And they tore Joseph's coat from him, and they threw him into a pit. Help, cried Joseph, let me out of here. But his brothers wouldn't listen. They were too busy plotting how to get rid of him. We should kill him, they said, and we'll never have to see him or his coat again. But Reuben shook his head. Let's sell him to some slave traders, he suggested. We can dip his coat in goat's blood and then show it to Father, and he'll think Joseph was killed by wild animals. That's a terrible thing to do. Awful, awful. Soon, some slave traders came by on the way to Egypt. The brothers sold Joseph for 20 pieces of silver. Then the brothers returned home to show the blood-stained coat to their father. Jacob was heartbroken when he saw it, but the brothers were too full of anger and jealousy to feel sorry for what they had done. Let's see if Joseph's dreams come true now, they jeered. Did they? 1, 2, 3, 4. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to a very important man called Potiphar. I might never see my father again, thought Joseph, as his new master led him away. Joseph felt scared. Joseph felt alone, but he remembered in his dreams that God was with him. I will always work as hard as I can, he decided. I will please God and Potiphar. And that is exactly what he did. He fetched and carried. He worked and worked. He never grumbled. He never shirked. And as he worked hard as any slave can, till Potiphar made him his right-hand man. Potiphar was pleased with his new slave, but his wife was not. She wanted Joseph to do all sorts of wicked things, but he refused. To get back at him, she lied about him and had him thrown into prison. Well, that's a decent way of putting it for a kid's book. But God was with Joseph in that deep, dark dungeon, and he had big plans for Joseph. One day, a prisoner told Joseph about a dream he had the night before. I had a vine with 3 branches, he said, and then I made wine for Pharaoh, our king. What then can that mean? Joseph listened to the dream, and then God told Joseph what the dream meant. In 3 days, you will be set free and serve wine to Pharaoh, Joseph explained, and that is just what happened. After that, everyone asked Joseph about their dreams, and God always helped him explain them. Before long, Joseph, the dream teller, became famous, so famous that even Pharaoh asked for his help. I dreamed that 7 skinny cows gobbled up 7 fat cows, Pharaoh told Joseph. What does it mean? It is a message from God, said Joseph. For 7 years there will be lots of food, and then for 7 years there will be none. We'll starve, cried Pharaoh. What shall we do? Save up food for the next 7 years, said Joseph wisely, and then there will be enough to eat when the famine comes. That's a good principle for everyday life, too, buddy. We will try to teach that to you. Pharaoh was so happy he set Joseph free. Joseph's my right-hand man, he announced. He's in charge of my food supplies. Everyone must do as he says. What did Joseph do then? He got to work, of course. He filled up bags with grain. He filled up barns with bags. And he filled up the land with barns till there was enough grain stored to feed all the people in Egypt and more. After 7 years, there was a famine, just as God had said. But Joseph had saved plenty of food to share. Hungry people with rumbling tummies came from far and wide, looking for something to eat. Even Joseph's brothers came. May we have... caffeine, goodness. May we have some grain, asked the brothers. They did not recognize Joseph, but Joseph recognized them. Joseph longed to hug his brothers, but he had to make sure that their hearts were no longer full of anger and hatred. So he played a trick on them. He hid a silver cup in Benjamin's bag, and then he gave each brother a big sack of food. As the brothers turned to leave, Joseph cried, "Guards, search these men." Of course the guards found the silver cup. "Your brother is a thief," cried Joseph. "He must stay here as my slave." The other brothers fell to their knees and bowed down before Joseph. "Take one of us instead," they begged. "Benjamin's our father's favorite. He's already lost one favorite son. Please don't take another. It would break his heart." At once, Joseph knew his brothers had changed. "Don't you know me?" he cried. "I'm your brother." And all the brothers looked up and gasped. "Your dream about the wheat sheaves came true," they said. "We bow down before you." "This was all God's plan," said Joseph, hugging them. "He sent me to Egypt so I could help my family. Bring our father here too so we can all live together again." And that is exactly what they did. And you can find the story in Genesis 37, 39 through 47. There's a lot more explaining to do about that, but we'll talk later when you're a little bit older to understand. The end. And now you can go night-night, and Mommy can go do a few little errands around the house. Little clean-up chores. Okay? Mwah.